All right, we're going to keep the high school basketball theme rolling here. Tonight, the North Canton Hoover Vikings, a little road trip over to Tiger Town to take on Massillon. We thought it'd be a good chance to check up with the head coach of the 5-1 Hoover Vikings. That, of course, is Mike Bluey, and he is kind enough to join us here on the show, 1310 WDPN, and all across our social media platforms. Coach Mike, how you doing this afternoon?
Doing well. How you doing, Sam? Good to hear from you.
Thanks for coming on. I know it's busy. You get the Christmas stuff going on, family stuff. You're coaching ball. You got practices going on and everything. But at the end of everything, you are 5-1. You're 3-0 in the league. Give us a little progress report on the Viking basketball team this year.
Yeah, we're happy with our start here. Little hiccup against Berea. Always tough to come back after a Jackson game, win or lose, just emotionally, and play 18 hours later. But didn't play well. We learned from it. I like where we're at. Like you said, 3-0 in the league. Got a great contest over at Massillon tonight. Look forward to that. They bring a lot to the table that we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, they got some kids that can play. Lamp, Gio Jackson. I know there's a couple other guys that have been in the program a little bit, and I think Josh does he does a great job coaching over there as well. So that should be a fun ball game. I mentioned your 5-1 record, the wins over Whitmer and Garfield, Jackson, Green, and Glen Oak. I'm gonna have you remove the Jackson game out because that would be the easy answer for this question. Out of the other four, which one of those games were you most happy about with your team's execution?
Oh, I could pick different parts of probably multiple different games. Second half this past Friday at Glen Oak, I really thought we picked up the pace that we want to play with while still executing defensively. Garfield, going back, that game was postponed, a date change. So just dealing with a couple of those things, and then dealing with how much size and athleticism they have. I really liked how we played in that game. Just really, we won the rebound war, I think, by 17. And for being outsized the way we were, we really executed fundamentally. I don't know how many kids really box out, or we call it block out, but our guys seemed to do a pretty good job of that, and we did that night for sure.
Let's talk about some of the young men on your squad this year that are leading you, and I think I've noticed, I know Lee's noticed, and you guys probably have too. Your pace has picked up, I would say, I don't know what, maybe 10, 15% more than normal. And the kids seem comfortable with that, and they're getting out and playing a little bit. Hunter Hirschberger obviously is one of your leaders, but who else has been playing really good ball for you?
It's really spread the wealth kind of a thing. We've had multiple different double-digit scores. Roman Geiselman has done a great job. Brady McCann's done a great job. Connor Newell's done a great job. It's really across the board. I think, not unnoticed by us, but I think by maybe, people around. Cole O'Leary running our point guard position has done a phenomenal job. And off the bench, Dre Martin's given us really good minutes. John Collins is finally starting to get healthy with a bad ankle from football, and he's coming on and gave us really good minutes Friday night against Glen Oak. Cole's brother, Caden, also a junior, has given us great minutes off the bench. Senior Drew Taylor has given us great minutes off the bench. So we're deep. We've always told our guys we will coach a pace that matches our skill set. We have kids that can handle the ball. They can shoot it. They can pass it. And so, yeah, we're playing a little faster than what you're probably accustomed to the Vikings playing. But, that's a pace we want to play at.
What kind of feedback do you usually get from your players? Not necessarily you saying, hey, guys, what do you think? But when you maybe put a couple of new sets in, maybe a new play, a new out-of-bounds play, guys, we're going to try a little something different. As far as coachability, what kind of group do you have this year, and how do they respond to the different things that you all want to try maybe throughout the season?
Oh, this group is extremely coachable. They ask a lot of questions. They pay attention during film. If we have something new going in, they'll ask, and they pay attention to detail for the most part. They want to please. So no, great group of young men to coach.
Mike Bluey is our guest, the outstanding head basketball coach at North Canton Hoover, here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN, and all of our social media platforms, including the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Hoover Massillon tonight, a little bit after 7 o'clock over at Tiger Town. Coach, what's your take on the Federal League this year, top to bottom? Still a wee bit early, but what are some of your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it is a bit early. A lot of good teams. Not sure if there's that explosive type of player that has emerged just yet. I think it really could be Hunter. But you look at Lake Green, that's a close basketball game. Lake plays McKinley close. Perry beats Glen Oak, Glen Oak is beating McKinley by 28. So you can pick a lot of different things. And say each matchup is going to be unique on that given night. Everyone's well coached. So I'm not sure if there's really anybody that truly has separated just yet. It's pretty early. We have, we're 3 games in. I think a couple other teams are only 2 games in. Mm-hmm. So parity across the board. Some coaches might tell you that it's Hoover McKinley. I don't know. It's early, but McKinley's playing well, obviously, a lot of confidence, and we're in a good spot. But we have a lot to work on ourselves, and we got to kind of just keep getting better. And like Coach Saban said, not drink the rat poison.
Yeah, that's right. Coach Mike Bluey is our guest here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. There's 22 games on the schedule. At what point in the year, Coach, what do you think the game number is where you pretty much have an idea, okay, this is what we got, this is what we're going to be?
Yeah, we're coming up on that. I would say anywhere from 9 to 11. We schedule some really good non-conference games. In December, you have a couple league games that are getting there. Christmas break is being off of school always is a challenge for a lot of kids, not just ours. Your habits change, your sleeping habits change when you go to bed, when you get up. So after the break, once you get back into normal school routine, usually that's right around games 9, 10, 11. Mm-hmm. You know who you are, and it's tough to change some habits, whether they're good or they're bad, but you really have a good idea of what your identity is becoming. And for us, we coach to our strengths and try to hide our weaknesses.
Yeah, you talked about the non-conference schedule. Obviously, you've already played Berea Mid-Park. You played Garfield. Massillon tonight. Olentangy is coming up. You've got Louisville down the road. Amherst Steel is on the schedule. Bishop Hartley a little bit later on down the road. Richmond Heights, I believe, is on your schedule. You've got a conglomerate of teams there that you're going to see just about every kind of style possible, and I'm sure you probably did that with a purpose, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. You never know what you're going to see come tournament play. You at least want to be able to tell the guys, like, hey, we've seen this before, and go back and show them on film, similarities between maybe your tournament opponent and a previous opponent. So, yes, schedule is done on purpose, and our guys wanted to be challenged, and I said, okay, you got it. No nights off. We got 22 nights, no nights off.
That's right. That's the way it's got to be. Hey, I've always meant to ask a lot of the coaches, and for whatever reason, I forget to do it. But was there do you have a favorite basketball player of all time?
Oh, that's I would be hard pressed to tell you anybody else but Jordan.
Okay. Yeah. That's most have said Michael. A few have said LeBron. Some have gone back and said Larry Bird, guys like that. When When you were growing up and you just played basketball, was there somebody that you ever tried to emulate while you were doing your thing?
Well, when I was a young kid and going down to the playground, I'll throw a name out for you: Walter Berry from St. John's.
Oh my God, lefty!
He was one of my favorites. Lou Carnesecca wearing the sweater.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was one of my
gosh.
favorites. Chris Mullen was awesome. And then as more games started to be shown on TV, it was Jordan for me every single time he was on TV.
Walter, gosh, you just took me down memory lane with the great rivalry between Georgetown and
Right.
St. John. They had a nice
yeah.
little 3-year run with Carnesecca and John Thompson. I mean,
Right.
Coach, those games were must-see TV back in the day.
Oh, phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal. What was that? Big East Monday, right?
That's Big
Yeah,
Monday.
right.
The Big East was the 7 o'clock game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! You just love watching.
Those were good nights. I hustled home from practice myself and got some dinner and turned on TV. Oh yeah.
That is awesome. Gosh, those are some great battles. Coach Bluey, we always appreciate the visit. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Best of luck tonight. Stay healthy, and I know we'll see you soon around the gymnasiums. Okay.
Yep. Thanks for having me on, Sam. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
You got it, pal. There he goes. Mike Bluey, head basketball coach of the Vikings of North Canton Hoover, joining us here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN.